Welcome back to the shop. I'm at my friend's shop today. We're sort of going to cover a lot of different things today, and it's going to be fairly commercialized, if that makes any sense. This is a home business, if you will, so I typically don't try to sell or push anything on anybody, and I'm not selling or pushing anything. I'm just letting you know what my friend's doing. He's been nice enough to let me videotape some stuff in the shop. He's been making some parts and pieces, and I'd like to include some video of him describing the products that he makes and why he makes them and what they go for. So unless you are a race car person or are into some sort of CNC stuff, I would say don't watch this movie or don't watch this episode because it's not a typical Joe Shop episode. But be that as it may, I hope you stick around, watch some of it because there's some interesting content. We will use some interesting machines. Dave will use some interesting machines. We've got his new Haas, which is an old machine. I think it's almost 30 years old. And then he's got a really old machine here, the shear. We'll see a lot of this stuff in action today and briefly talk about some of the other stuff. But that's it. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and get into it. And Dave is the instructor at the college for machining, and this is his home machine. He just bought it, and if everything goes right, we might get a little footage of him running some parts today. Dave is also the guy, you've seen this shop once before when I bought the Bridgeport from him. His deal with this machine, with this Haas, came with a Bridgeport, so he's got a new clapped out Bridgeport. There's Dave. Some Bush lattes during quarantine.
Right. Yep, quarantinis.
All right. Dave, you want to say anything about the machine?
The machine's old enough to drink. It's old enough to vote. It's old enough to get a discount on its car insurance. Yeah, this thing's 26 years old, believe it or not. But it actually runs pretty good. Just did some PM to it. Actually, I took some footage, and I'd like to put together a video on the Y-axis ball screw replacement. It wasn't as daunting as people make it out to be.
Why don't you show them the parts you're making here?
Yeah.
The Cage Gage?
Yeah, we're doing all sorts of stuff here, kind of haphazardly. But yeah, I started making some components for the Cage Gage. These are the upright blocks. I have some plates in process. These still need to be engraved. Getting my safety flops in the background. OSHA approved.
Yeah.
But yeah, got a bunch of stuff, just over the years. As you're making stuff, like here's a fixture plate to try to maximize material usage for cutting out the cage gauges out of the plates.
Do you have a whole cage gauge here?
You know what? I don't have one here assembled, believe it or not. Actually, I lied. I do have one here assembled. So this is two set up together, and for doing door bars, this is ridiculous. Like I didn't even. It's kind of like the tool you don't know you need if you're into fabrication and race cars. So if you had two of these, and you come in here, obviously I don't have PVC on the other side, but if you're mocking this up for real, all of a sudden you come in here and you get this set up how you want. I can't tell you how many door bars over the years, how much material you waste and scrap, and you got to redo it. And the old way of doing it is we used to try to take like you take like welding rod, and you're trying to fashion something up to figure out what your angle is going to be, and it's a pain in the butt. And this, you can come in here if you want to get detailed. You can see like this piece is notched. So you come in here. Obviously, I can't open this door. This door is welded shut. But if it wasn't, you could come in here and come right up to your main hoop and get everything set up exactly, and you have a real world one-to-one template of what your door bar needs to look like. The main hoop, you're going to have probably between 10 feet or so of material, maybe 12 feet depending on the car, I don't know. But if you're using DOM tubing, which you should be, DOM, depending on the market, you're $5, $6, $7 a foot for DOM tubing. 70, $80. If you scrap one main hoop, and then the problem is you may not have enough drop on the other side of your material. You could waste half a length or a whole length of tubing. A cage gauge is $99 each. So one or two scrap bars, and you just paid for your tool.
All right, we're social distancing. And Mo sewed all these masks?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mo.
Mo. right, so he's just going to machine this manually with the CNC, of course.
And I'm not trying to say that, you know, modern CNC technology replaces a Bridgeport, but I mean, it is pretty nice. You can hop in here and run this thing manually and jog it around. So, you know, I mean, it is pretty versatile.
All right, I'll try to get a little bit of footage of him machining this. Will it run with the doors open?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
I mean,
your own doing?
I mean, no, OSHA would never allow that.
All right, so the struggle is real. Dave's gonna have to refer to his phone, but he's gonna have to manually program a whole
box full of Deming's drills. Do you think we have the one we need? Hell no.
All right, so he's gonna figure out how to program a hole.
Yeah, I'm just gonna use a G13, but again, I'm lazy and I've been using CAD/CAM software for so long. So this is our hacked up piece we did. Just struggled through doing the code and the Haas. There's a couple things I think on the older controllers that might be just a little bit different, but whatever. We got a good piece. All this does is just gonna slide in and out, and then we can lock it down. Pretty simple.
How did you tap that hole?
I tapped it manually. Yep. So put this thing back together. All right, so got those blanks all cut over there. This is actually what we're making. Little miniature, little connecting rods. These are pretty cool. The final operation is we blow that open to a 1/4-inch hole. Anyways, quick backstory on these. Actually, on the person I'm doing this work for. So it's a good friend of mine, Ron, Raceway Manufacturing, and when I was still a little snot-nosed kid back in high school, that was actually the first machine shop I ever worked in. So kind of a cool story. He put up with me as a teenager working in a shop. I learned a lot when I worked there, and that's really how I got into this trade. So over the years, you know, if I've had projects and things, honestly, the prototype Cage Gages, I mean, you know, Ron made those for me. You know, I didn't have a milling machine at the time, so it's a small town. So anyways, right now Ron's machine's actually broken. He's trying to get the controller repaired. So now I'm in a position, since I have my own machine, that I can help him out and make some parts for him. So anyways, so these are the blanks we had, and there's some of the fixturing we're going to use. So what we're going to do is take the blank, we're going to hold it in the vise. Whether it's regular jaws, I might make up some soft jaws for this. I don't know yet. So we'll pop all the holes in here. Op 2, we're going to bolt it down to the fixture plate. We'll do all the profile work, get them all cut out. Then Op 3, we go back and we pop the 1/4-inch hole in there, and then we're done. Ron goes through, he cleans these up. He'll polish them up really nice. There's a little piston that goes along with it, and he sells a lot of these things. He sells them at car shows. I think he's got an Etsy account now too. But lots of cool little stuff like that.